Hello and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Millie and I love any makeup, especially shiny, shifty, and sparkly eyeshadows. And today we'll be trying out two Ace Beauté eyeshadow palettes that have been reformulated. And so these palettes already exist. They've reformulated all of their palettes. I believe the Nostalgia palette was the first palette that they came out with last year that had a new formula. I didn't buy that one because I wasn't really drawn to the color story, and I was just a little bit scared to try the new formula because I was afraid I wasn't going to like it. So I have the Oceanic palette and the Flair palette for now to try out because I love their color stories. Ace Beauté does such beautiful, unique color stories, and the Flair palette, you must have seen it by now. It is such a grungy fall dream, but you also have some bright colors. And then the Oceanic palette, which is full of blues and greens, and this palette is just absolutely beautiful. They've also reformulated their shimmers, not just the mattes, because I did have some issues with the shimmers. While they were beautiful, they were extremely hard to pick up and they would hard pan really easily. They felt really thick and waxy in the pan. So I did this eye with the Oceanic palette, and this one is the Flair palette. And I do have a video where I did 4 looks with the Oceanic palette, and I didn't end up filming with the Flair palette because I just felt like it would be a waste of time because I knew I didn't like the formula. So this is like a first impressions. I just really wanted to dip into these palettes and try them out, get a first feel for them. Their mattes were a really thin formula while still pigmented. For some reason, those kinds of formulas just don't like to layer on my lids or even stick down on my lids whatsoever. I tried different methods, I tried different eyeshadow primers, but it just did not work for me. I'm really happy that they listened to consumers and they decided to make a change. It must have been the majority because otherwise a brand wouldn't make such a big change if it wasn't that enough people were saying this isn't working out for them. But makeup is very subjective. Just because something works for me might not work for you and vice versa. So let's get right into the tutorials. Priming with the P. Louise primer, and if this primer doesn't work out, I'll just use another primer for the other side. I'm gonna put down my elf sticker since I always forget to use it, so I'm remembering. I'm gonna go in with Blue Clam in the crease. First, I'm gonna be blending another shade into it. I'm just gonna get this look started with this shade first, and I am super excited and super curious to try this new formula out. I'm gonna go in with Fiji, and I'm gonna blend that into the outer portion of that shade. Going back in just with a little bit more to place on the rest of my crease. And a little bit more again. Oh my god, this is so vibrant. Ooh. Next, I'm gonna take a clean, fluffy brush and just go over that. I'm actually gonna take a little bit of translucent powder and blend that. I'm gonna go back in with Blue Clam and blend that into that a little bit. I feel like it's kind of not wanting to blend in, so let me just go in with a little bit more. It's kind of sticking down. Maybe it's the primer. I'll try a different primer for the other eye for the Flair palette. Picking up Lagoon and putting it on the outer corner. This I can already tell is much better. Much, much better. I haven't even swatched the palette yet. I'm just trying to use it first before I swatch it, before I feel the shadows. But already I can tell with this deep matte that went on so much easier. Next, I'm gonna go in with the Fairnay Pixie Epoxy, and I'm just gonna use it to do a half cut crease. Going in with Bay on the outer portion of the dark matte. Ooh, that's sparkly. It's super, super smooth. And I'm gonna go in with Anemone right against that edge. This definitely is applying significantly better than I remember, for sure. Just doing a half cut crease. Love that. I'm gonna take it a little bit higher over here. And then going in with Bay. Oh, that applies so much easier. Picking up Lagoon. I'm going to try to stay really close to my lash line. And I'm going to take some Bali and put it right next to that. And then Algae, I think I'm going to use that as like a pop of inner corner, bright green. I like that. I put on the Ardell 817 lashes. In the waterline, I have Denim from Beauty Creations. So here's the finished look with the Oceanic palette. This eye I'm going to prime with the Be Perfect eyeshadow primer. And I'm going to just very lightly press it in the crease with some translucent powder. I'm going to put down the sticker. This is the other side of the one I used on the other. I'm going to go in with Sherbet first. I'm going to pack that onto the inner corner of my eyelid. Next to that, I'm going in with Pumpkin. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. Next to Pumpkin, putting Saffron, which is supposed to be more red. These are so pigmented. Oh my gosh. I mean, they were already pigmented before, but now they have that blend ability. So I'm going to go back in with Pumpkin just a little bit more. And I'm going to take a clean brush and just go over the edges. And then next to Saffron, going in with Aubergine. I'm going to take that through the rest of the crease. Next I'm taking Atlantis. I'm going to use that as the outer corner, deepening up shade. I'm just going to be tapping it on. Tapping it into the purple. It will mix and make this like super deep purple. I'm going to go in with Aubergine a little bit. Oh, that looks really cool. Need to tap on a little bit more. I can tell like this is night and day from what it was for sure. Going to do a half cut crease with my Fahrenheit Pixie Epoxy and tapping it out. Going in with Biscotti. I'm gonna use that right against the line. That went on so nicely. And then Bayberry. I don't even know what a bayberry is. Have you ever had a bayberry? Is that actual fruit or something? I'm gonna go back in with Atlantis just out here on the outer corner. I'm gonna finish this look up with Atlantis under the outer corner. It's coming on a little sheer. And then Aubergine into it, so it gives me that kind of same effect. No, that's not working. Switching brushes and going to try to blur out this line a little bit so it's just a little bit softer. But I don't know, I think it's gonna end up being harsh like that. So then going in with Aubergine, I want to make sure I can match that mix. Then bringing it down under my lower lash line. Then I'm taking Moss and Sherbet. I put on the Ardell 817 lashes. In the waterline, I put Screamin' from LA Girl. And here's the finished look with the Flair palette. Okay, first impressions. I am so happy because I can definitely tell there is a difference. And trust me, I tried using their previous palettes over and over trying to make them work, and I just could not make the mattes work for me. I tried going in with a deeper matte and then layering on a lighter matte, which is not usually how I like to work, but I tried to do it and I tried different eyeshadow primers. It just wasn't working on my lids. The formula just doesn't want to stick to my lids, and I've experienced very similar formulas to that I have the same issue, so I really feel like it's just like a general thing for my lids. I don't know. And the shimmers just from the 4 that I used definitely pick up so easy. I didn't wet my brush. I just went in with a flat brush. I picked it up and put it down on a tacky base, which I usually use a tacky base anyways. So I can't speak on how these work if you just wet the brush, but I am so impressed. I'm definitely going to be playing with these more, but I was telling myself if I like this new formula that I would go and buy some of the other eyeshadow palettes because they have just such beautiful, beautiful color stories. I'm thinking the Classical Paradise and then the purple palette as well. I think this was a huge improvement. I mean, I just kept putting on Laguna and it was not blending away whatsoever. I literally packed it on like 3 different times. And then I love, love, love this blend out here between Atlantis and Aubergine. Like super, super fun together. Again, absolutely no powderiness, no blending away, sweeping off the shadow underneath. Just went on really, really nicely. I had a little bit of trouble on this eye in the crease, but I really think that was a P. Louise base because some mattes just don't really agree with a super tacky base like that, which is fine. It's something I've come to terms with, but it worked still really beautifully. And I am so, so happy with these palettes, and I definitely can't wait to use these more, especially because it's like fall time and it's winter time soon, so I'm going to be getting lots of use out of these. Let me know in the comments below if you would like to see some videos with these. These 2 palettes are not exactly the newest palettes, but I'm definitely thinking that if I really like this formula off camera that I might end up filming. I'm really feeling inspired, especially with this color story. And also I feel like my makeup style now and the way I do eyeshadow and just like the types of looks I do now are different than from when I first initially filmed with this palette. And so I really want to see what I can come out with. So there might be a video in the future. Let me know in the comments below if you've tried the new formula. What do you think of it? Can you tell the difference? And so that's everything for this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you subscribed. There's so much indie makeup content uploading my channel and much more to come. You don't want to miss out. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.